Hi, Ankit. This is Nadia from Zen Onco and Love Heals Cancer. We guide cancer patients on adopting an integrative oncological treatment approach. We help them find a balance between mainstream treatment and complementary treatment approaches. We help patients with our team of oncologists, lab experts, nutritionists, and other healthcare professionals so that we can improve the entire treatment outcome for the patient, correct? Yeah. So we also help as part of our awareness program. We also help in connecting patients and caregivers so that the community is helped and their queries can be answered. And today we have with us Ankit here as a caregiver who is out here to share with all of us his inspirational journey as a cancer caregiver. Right? Ankit, over to you. You can take it from here. The whole world is listening to you. Please go forth. Yeah.
Yeah, hi Nadia. It's my pleasure to be on this platform to share my story. I would be glad to share my complete story. Actually, this story is about in of the year 2018 when my cousin brother detected with the blood cancer. Actually, my brother used to live in Uttar Pradesh in village. Okay, and initially at an intermittent period of time he used to get a fever, like a fever was getting fluctuated at an intermittent period of time. So we were like bit confused what's happening, why this fever is not getting completely getting off, and we were like bit confused. We went to doctors in UP, and they suggested for some of the reports, some blood test and some of the reports. And we took out the report, and we again went to doctor, and then they declared that the my cousin brother has been detected with the blood cancer. And at that point of time, we were like bit confused, and we were like very much furious, like what to do now, what's next. So what we did is we asked cousin to come to Mumbai for a treatment, and he came to Mumbai for a treatment, and we went to various hospital like Tata and many more hospital, I remember. And finally we admitted him in Dadar in one of the hospital. I forgot that hospital name. uh, at that time I was like bit of the reports, test reports in Mumbai as well, just to confirm that whether it is true or like false. Then here in Mumbai also the doctor said that we are facing with the brother is facing with the cancer. And then at that time also we were like, oh shit man, what to do next, what's next. And we admitted him in Dadar. Okay, and his treatment begins. And at that time one of my friend gave me suggestion to contact Miss Dimple ma'am. Okay, and at that time I contacted her. At that time Dimple ma'am was in Delhi with some of the South Africans delegate. I guess some doctors have arrived from South Africa to Delhi. And what Dimple ma'am said me that, Ankit, one thing, can you bring your brother, like from migrate your brother from Mumbai to Delhi, because there are some delegate who can help you out in this situation. And as you know that at this point of time it was like we were very much confused what to do, like should we migrate it to Delhi for the treatment, or should we keep him here. There were a lot of family problems also, like what to do next. We were a bit confused, but finally what we decided is let's keep him here only. And we admitted him in Sushrusha Hospital, Dadar. uh, so his treatment begins. I forgot the doctor name. And then like after like the treatment was going very well, my brother was responding it very well. The only problem what we were facing, like my family as a caregiver, like me or my family, his family as a caregiver, was like to daily sit with him, to daily like buy a medicines, like and the hospital fees and everything. Like it was very challenging part, as everyone knows that in during the time of cancer, it's a really heavy cost for the family also, the heavy burden for the family also in
Right.
this time.
Absolutely.
So we like went to various organization also for help, and I guess some of the organization also helped us financially. And my brother responded to the treatment very well. The chemotherapy and everything happened smoothly, and he recovered it within 1 year. And and he was discharged from the hospital. Post which we used to take care of all his diet very precisely. He cannot eat like masalas food and everything, like whatever the doctor has suggested, and we used to give him medicines on time. Food, the diet have to be followed strictly, because if anything happens, if anything happens wrong, the cancer can collapse anytime. So we were like taking a proactive measures and precautionary measures to maintain that diet strictly. And it's God's grace that my brother has recovered very well, and still after 2 years, today, like we are in 2020, still the cancer is not collapsed. There was a
Wow.
point where I was furious, like if we have to permanently remove this cancer, like do we have to do a bone marrow transplantation? Contacted to various delegates and experienced person, but at that time what doctor said, it is not necessary. If it is required, we will let you know. So I was like
Okay.
bit went to in comfort zone. My family went to in comfort zone. Okay, it's fine. Doctor is like uh, helping us and responding to us very quickly, and I'm very much thankful to the doctors, the Sushruta Hospital, who helped us in our this scene. And my brother responded it, and he's fine. He's pretty well fine, and he's doing well now. But after which, the what caregiver as a caregiver we have to face is like we have to, first point is we have to follow the strict diet for him. Second, whatever the financial losses has been done, we have to face, we are still facing that. This is
Yes.
second point. So like uh, at this point of time, I still remember Dimple ma'am words that if you could bring, if you could migrate the my brother from Mumbai to Delhi, the financial loss would not be much, like it won't have affected us. And I still feel guilty. Like I should have done that. I should have migrated him from Mumbai to Delhi, and from other treatments, whatever Dimple ma'am suggested at that time, it would have helped us out to make my brother well, and to without affecting some financial losses and everything. So this was like a short and bit story about the 2018 journey, how we went about it.
Mm.
Uh,
Also, how did you disclose this to your family? Like, how was the reaction of your family members, the rest of your family members, when they knew about this?
Actually, when as I said, when initially in Uttar Pradesh, when doctor said that it is a blood cancer, initially only my father and his father was knowing about the cancer thing. His
Okay.
mother was not knowing about it.
Hmm.
But when we asked him to come to Mumbai for a treatment, and when he came here, we informed his mother, and his mother was like crying, and we make her comfortable that no need to do like be calm.
Exactly.
There is no need to cry or no need to take tensions. There are doctors, there are treatments who from which our the brother can
Be
recover as soon as
yeah.
possible. Yeah.
Right. Right. And
So yeah,
mainly, yeah. Tell me. You tell me.
no. So this is the thing. Yeah, tell me.
The early signs were just that fevers, is it?
Yeah, early signs were just fever,
There was
just
no
fever.
other sign that showed that any kind of loss
No,
of
no,
appetite, loss of.
no, 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 no. That's the reason we were just a bit confused. What's happening? It is a viral fever or what's happening? We were just a bit confused. What's happening? So this is the reason we immediately went to a doctor after a week. After a
Hmm.
week, we went to a doctor after observing him. After carefully we took him under observation for 48 hours and again 48
Yes.
hours. So if there we found some anomaly, this is the reason we took him to doctors and doctors gave us the RCA.
Yeah, and when the doctors gave you that the report that's saying telling you this is this situation, what was the treatment plan that they had suggested initially? Why do you feel like you should have gone to taken him to Delhi?
See, basically, the treatment plans what the doctors gave is like uh, the normal treatment plans what all the cancer patient used to get is chemotherapy, and chemotherapy is a bit expensive also, as everyone knows. And this is the scientific and treatment. At
Yes.
that time, when I spoke to Dimple ma'am regarding it, what Dimple ma'am said, I guess there was some Ayurvedic treatment going on in Delhi.
Hmm.
So it's must like like more cheaper than this. There was an alternative solution of this scientific treatment, I guess. At that time, I didn't hear the treatment plan very carefully from Dimple ma'am because at that time I was like, see, the first thing what happens is during this crisis is family members are very much confused and like they have the trust issues what to do,
Right, right.
right?
Trust issues.
Like yeah, trust issues is like it's a very, it plays a very important factor during this crisis, like what to do. Okay, so at
Right.
that time brains also like stop working, like now what to do, should we keep here or should we go for an Ayurvedic solution in Delhi? If we go migrate him to Delhi, there if migrate him to, so is there possibility to get him like he whether he will get recovered or not?
Yeah.
So finally we were like, okay, fine, then we will keep him here in Mumbai only. Or like whatever is the charges or whatever is the financial problem, we will recover it. We will face this crisis together and do it. So
That was the final decision your family, you and your family took,
yeah, right.
right? And I'm just trying to I was just asking because you feel you said in your statement before that I feel I should have gone to Delhi, but your I mean your brother is doing fine right now, so that is a positive sign. At the end of the day, all the treatments come together and bring the best outcome for the patient. So don't feel guilty like that. Please don't say that you're been in a fight and you have won there. You have done the best for your brother. Don't ever say, don't ever feel like that. You are
Sure, sure.
empowered yourself so much.
Yeah, sure, sure. Hmm.
At the end of the day, we have to look out for the patient, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's the
Hmm.
positive thing that at the end everything is fine and he's doing well. That's a
Exactly.
positive sign.
It's a very it is the the
It is
biggest
the
power.
positive.
Exactly. It is exactly what all your efforts, cumulative efforts have, made
Yeah,
out to. So
correct.
don't ever feel guilt. You're out there telling everybody what exactly happened. So to me, it's very
I just
inspiring.
want everyone. I just want everyone is like during this crisis, the caregiver, especially the caregiver, should be in a calm condition. First to analyze everything. First, the first thing is to understand what is the scientific treatment going on, because I never took an initiative to understand what is the scientific treatment going on, what is the doctor going to do, what's next. And I never compared and I never went in depth how it can be resolved or what can be done next, but I just blindly followed the doctor. And it's fine also, you can follow the doctor, but as a caregiver you should also have a knowledge, like what is the treatment, what is the depth, and you should compare it with other treatment also, whether in the Ayurvedic field or whether in this field. You should have each and every knowledge so that you can accordingly talk to doctors, because that would help you out to fight this crisis very easily. because blindly it is like, what's next, every moment the question arises in our mind is what next.
Right. That is a brilliant point you made there, because you're saying you have to see your other treatment options. Wow.
Correct.
Amazing. As a caregiver, yes, you have to see all your other options and, not just rely on what somebody tells you,
Correct.
right? You should have
Agree.
your knowledge of what they tell you. Even if someone is telling you, ki, okay, this is the best treatment option for you, you have to know what is backing it up. That is what you're saying, right?
Correct.
Right. Oh, that's a good point. That's a really good point. As part of a caregiver, I can understand how involved you were in your brother's treatment. Amazing, really amazing. And how are the people at the hospital, the caregivers, the support system at the hospital? How are they?
They were really good. They were kind of supportive. Frankly speaking, I don't have any complaints from the hospital. They were really supportive. If I say in terms of caregiving, in terms of financially, they helped us a lot. And doctors was also nice. So this is the
Hmm.
reason initially only in the start of our talk, I thank to the Sushrisha Hospital for such an amazing treatment and such a kind support from them.
Amazing. Like that was 100%, I'm supposing. And there was no treatment obstacles or anything in your
No,
treatment
no,
process.
no, 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 no. It was very smooth, and it went very smooth. And yes, he recovered well.
Yes. Just taking you back to the whole story with your brother. What was it that, I mean, there would have definitely been situations where there are ups and downs, like, should I go forward? How can I go forward? What am I fighting this for? I mean, now you're speaking with so much of power. When you were going through at that point in time, I know there would have been so many. Why am I going through this? What is the situation? How do I go forward?
See,
Uh,
I already answered this question because there was like every day we were facing like what next? We should proceed
exactly.
or not? Because it is a lack of knowledge. This is the reason I said that whenever if anyone is diagnosed with any kind of cancer, the first thing what we have to do is to gather all the required information regarding this cancer and to match with the scientific and to get with the experienced guys and to talk to them what is the best treatment we can have and to understand. So that was the lack of knowledge what I was having at the time of crisis. This is the
Yes.
reason I was like blindly following the doctors.
Hmm.
So every day there is a question in my mind, what next? So is it like we are going in a right direction or in a wrong direction? We never, like, we were a bit confused, like,
Hmm.
okay, it's a right direction, okay, fine, no, it's a wrong direction, no, it's a right direction. So it's a bit confused state, like, how we can move forward. So this is the reason I'm telling to every caregiver, first, to have the knowledge of whatever cancer if any of the family members are diagnosed with. This would help you out to face this crisis very easily. If you are in a lack of knowledge condition, it will be very difficult to you to survive this because it's a very stressful period where the family members face, all the family members face. So we
Right.
have to have the knowledge, we have to get in touch with the professionals and the experienced and the everyone.
Once in the field, right?
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
working on
once,
the field.
yeah,
Right.
we have
We have to
to.
self educate ourselves. We have to.
You have to self educate yourself, otherwise it's very difficult to, like, to face this crisis.
Hmm.
So
Apart from the doctor and your family, was there any other support? Was there any other kind of uh, anything else that helped you in this recovery through this journey? Like your friends, like, give us your insights on that.
yes, actually at the time of uh, this crisis, doctor informed us that I don't remember my cousin brother blood group. Actually, they require some bloods to generate new platelets. So at that time, I just informed my all my friends to, like, there was a time where doctor said us that daily at least 5% have to donate their blood to generate new platelets for him. So I inform all my friends, and my friends also played a very important role because they were friends who were staying very far away from the other, and they came here and they donated their bloods every day. Like every new friends used to come to the hospital and donate their blood so that my brother get recovered quickly and they can help in this treatment. There were a lot of friends also who helped us financially also, but we never like took help from. We never agreed for that.
I
Only
understand.
till
Yeah.
blood they supported and everything was fine. And really thankful to my friends also for this,
Yeah.
for donating
Yeah.
all the bloods and
Yes, I understand. Like really, I mean, without that support, what would you have done at that point, right? Like
obviously agree, because it's a we need someone to support to.
exactly, we all are. We are not. We are independent only to a certain extent. We are interdependent.
Correct.
We should learn
Agreed.
to lean on other people as well.
Ag- Agreed.
And as long as they are our friends and our support family, we have to take that help.
Agreed.
Right. Right. So, considering your brother, how did his lifestyle change from before the situation to right now? Can you just make a comparison and tell us?
Yeah, there is a lot of changes before and now. Actually, before, like he used to live a normal life. Wherever he want to go, he can go. Whatever he want to eat, he can eat. But now there are some restrictions on him so that the cancer do not collapse. As I said earlier, also a strict diet. Wherever he want to go, we are not allowing him very much easily, and especially now also because of this virus is a thing, coronavirus and all. So yes, it impact on there is a very much impact on patient also, mentally, physically also. His health was really good before this the cancer thing,
Hmm.
but now the health is like okay,
Hmm.
physic and all is okay. He has lost his weight also,
Hmm.
but I hope that he will recover and he will be back to normal within 1 or 2 years.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, he has gone through so much. He is definitely moving forward. So
sure.
yeah, and not only that, when you say his health was perfect, like I mean before cancer, could you just tell us
Mhm.
his diet and the way, like how he professional life, personal life? So
Actually, there is no professional life. Actually, he was a student. He was
right,
studying 10th. So he used to play. He was like he used to play cricket and badminton. He was
he was physically fit. Yeah.
physically fit. Everything was fine, and his diet was like uh, really good, like healthy food. As you know that villagers they eat a very healthy food.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes. True.
not like us in Mumbai charts and all, but they and I was. At one point I was like at the time when he was diagnosed with the cancer, at that point also I was very confused why he diagnosed with the cancer, because the lifestyle in the villages is like also very healthy, atmosphere is very healthy. I don't know why he diagnosed with the cancer, and at that time also we were like very much confused. But
Hmm.
yes, he was very active in sports, and now he has left sports because of his health issues. We have restricted him for some time. Once he recover,
Get back to
he will be back to sports again.
the field. Always a
Yeah,
second comeback.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And talking more about your professional life and your personal life, like it would have been affected as a caregiver, right?
Yes, actually, see here what eh, eh, and as a caregiver, I would say that there was a cumulative supportive from all the family members. Okay,
Amazing. Yeah.
so professionally and personally, yes, it was affected at the time of crisis. But like as I'm a telecom engineer, we have a 24-hour job portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I informed my office company also, and they were also very much helpful to. They also helped me to face this crisis, uh, whenever I was not available for my professional commitments, they aligned some alternative solution for that also, very quickly. And my father is running a business, so there was not a more impact on the business because there are people who can look after the business. So
Yes,
yes, it was fine.
yes.
So, like I would say, out of 100%, there was only 20% change in the professional and personal life.
Okay.
There was not much change, because if I am at hospital a day, the other day my father is at hospital, the other day my mother is at hospital. So cumulative, we
Took
were
turns.
supporting each other.
Y'all
Yeah,
took turns.
look for each other so that the professional life should not get hampered, and the patient should also not get hampered because of this.
Amazing. Y'all did a very all-round simultaneous effort here, with everybody putting in and doing their part, and see, the outcome is positive. It's always positive. The outcome
Right,
is that you have taken care of him so well. You have reached that level where, okay, now he's going forward, now he's on, appetite is back, his physique is back, he's slowly moving forward, and y'all can see that outcome. So the effort that y'all have put in has just, been on the right direction.
right. Agree.
So yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing to know. And it's very inspirational, at least for me, even, to talk to you about it. And to think that this family would have gone through so much of mental pressure. And, uh, at, it was not just you
Yeah.
involved, so many people
So
are
many
involved.
people. I can say that it is not my lonely effort. It was so many
Yes,
people who has
yes.
been involved.
And you are speaking on behalf of all of them.
Yes,
Amazing.
agree.
Amazing. It's always a positive outcome that way. Amazing. And what is your message to people out there, I mean, caregivers out there, to help them in their journey?
The message for all the caregivers, if I consolidate our whole conversation,
Yes.
I would like to consolidate, like, first point is, again, I'm telling, whenever anyone is diagnosed with the cancer, first educate yourself about the cancer. That
Ye-
would help you out to face this crisis.
mhm.
Secondly, as we are speaking, that cumulative efforts from all the family members are is needed. You cannot be dependent on the one person for the complete end-to-end support, because it would affect the patient as well as the caregiver, professionally also and personally also, very much, and it would hit it impactly very badly. These are the 2 points would I would like to say, that there should be a cumulative efforts from all the family members, as well as the should educate yourself and be calm, cool. Do not be in a furious state. Just be calm.
You need to be patient.
Yeah, it will be treated, and if you are calm, then patient will be calm. If you are in a furious state, patient will go in a furious state, and which is not good for patient, because then they won't recover it. They won't
It
get
is
enough.
opposite of what we want,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Exactly. So that's the thing. And I'm just asking you this. Um, After going through this experience and seeing what happened to your brother, how has it changed you as a person? How has it, what is the result of, what's your words of wisdom? That, such an experience, we don't ask for such experiences, right? It happens to us,
Correct.
right? And at that situation, our human spirit is tested, our mental capability is tested, our endurance spirit is tested. So we are at so many loggerheads at that point. So for you, I'm asking you
what
as a caregiver,
what I is like,
words of wisdom.
it is like very much personal.
Okay,
Okay.
fine, no
So
issues.
I cannot say that, but it has made one changes. It has made one a very good change in my life. Uh, it is like very much personal, so that I cannot disclose it.
It's okay, no problem, no
So
problem. But otherwise, inspirational, right? Very
yeah,
inspirational.
it is very inspirational, and it is really good for my health also.
Your mental health as well. It has
Yes,
taken
mental
you
health.
onto a different level of, okay, life is short. This is all the things that I need to do. Wake up with gratitude, right?
Actually, uh, okay, I will just say, because whenever this crisis happened, I personally speaking, I don't know. I need to disclose it. Okay, fine. It's okay. I will personally say you that.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's up to you.
Okay.
I'm not
Yeah.
forcing anything,
No problem.
but whatever you're comfortable with,
Okay.
Ankit.
Yeah.
Anyway, not an issue. Thank you so
Thank you.
much for
Thank you
being
so much,
with us
Nadia. Thank you
on
so much.
Zen Onco. It was such a pleasure to connect with you and talk to you. Like, I am already inspired by your journey and the kind of spirit you have as a person. So I can only imagine how many other people watching this video must be inspired. And a lot of the queries, one very major point that you made is knowledge, the right guidance, right? When someone
Right.
goes through such a situation. So thank you so much on behalf of Zenonco and Love Heals Cancer, taking the time out from your busy schedule to do this call with me. And have a brilliant day today. Take care and keep inspiring all of us. Yeah,
Thank you so
be
much,
safe.
Nadia. Thank you so much. Thank you.